My name is Andrea Rovira, and I am here today to talk about the power ASMR holds as a communication tool for the future of advertising. I've had my own ASMR YouTube channel for over a year now, and I enjoy creating content for the platform as I am also highly involved with the ASMR community. That's why I was very curious when I started to see mainstream brands using ASMR for advertising purposes. But what was most shocking was the comments of these videos. Several brands like Netflix, Lindt, or IKEA have used ASMR to their advantage, and people were crazy about it. Nowadays, people are bombarded with a lot of advertising inputs every day. So their nature has learned to block these inputs in order to avoid an oversaturation of information. That made me wonder if ASMR could go further in the advertising world, since it captivates millions of views, it creates a positive response in the viewer, and it is highly adaptable for different platforms, channels, and brands. But what exactly is ASMR? Let me show you.
There's an egg on your head and the yolk is running down. The yolk is running down. There's a knife in your back and the blood is gushing down.
Looks familiar? This is a typical children's game, crack an egg on your head, and I used to play it all the time when I was a child. The sensation of the tingles crawling around your back, paired with the soft whispering voice of the person massaging you, describe at its best the feelings that ASMR videos provoke. ASMR, which stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, is a unique condition in when a person feels a physical sensation of tingles that start at the scalp and cool down all the way the spine. These feelings of relaxation and tingling are created by visual and auditory stimuli. Some of the most common ASMR triggers are whispering, hello, tapping sounds, crinkly sounds, personal interaction. I'll just gently apply it all over your face, okay? And squishy or slimy objects. Back in 2016, when ASMR went trending on the internet, there wasn't any scientific evidence about it. 5 years later, researchers have proved that it affects positively on the viewer, creating a feeling of relaxation and peace, creating oxytocin, the hormone of love and bonding, and reducing their heart rates. ASMR videos emulate the sensations of interpersonal and caring bonding behaviors, typical in familial and loving relationships when one person takes care of the other one. This might explain why ASMR videos are a refuge for so many people to feel loved, taken care for, and at peace. YouTube data shows that there are over 11 million searches for ASMR every month. A top ASMR video can reach more than 10 million views in less than 1 month. The target audience is composed of both men and women, with people from 18 to 24 years old comprising half of the interested audience. 60% of this audience watches ASMR videos several times per week, 28% a few times per week, and 23% once a day. These creators are some of the most popular ASMR content creators on YouTube. First, we have GB ASMR with over 3 million subscribers. Zach Choi ASMR with more than 12 million subscribers. Gentle Whispering ASMR with more than 2 million subscribers. And ASMR Pomo with 2.5 million subscribers. In order to adopt ASMR into the advertising world, first, it is necessary to identify the following communication elements. To start with, we are going to dive into sensory marketing, which relies on the senses in order to engage with consumers and affect their perception, judgment, and behavior. When creating advertising, it is most beneficial to mix all the senses using vision, taste, smell, touch, and audition in order to enhance the product or service attributes and create an immersive sensorial experience. To start with, touch is one of the most important senses, since it has been proven that adding a haptic component to advertising, it proves into an ad being more persuasive. Haptic imagery, which is the activity of imagining touch, it is used in sensory marketing so that individuals feel a stronger sense of ownership when imagining interacting with an object, therefore increasing their perception of its value. Smell is highly connected with memory, which marketers have used smartly in order to affect purchase behavior. In order to induce people to imagine smell, sensory marketing uses the technique smellizing, which allows the viewer to imagine how a product would smell by tapping into their memories and emotions. Audition, which is one of the most important senses in ASMR, is present in the majority of advertising in different forms, like music, voice, ambient sound, or noises. It affects the mood of the consumer and the brand perception. When using audition, it has to accompany all the other senses. For example, when caressing a soft blanket, like this microphone, it sounds smooth. Rain makes a rhythmic tapping sound. And when hearing soft or whispering voices, I prepared some water for you, one can feel comforted and at peace. With the sense of vision, an enhanced and matched mental stimulation increases the appeal of a product and the purchase decision, meaning that symmetry and a visual perfect imagery are crucial for the consumer to process and interact with an advertisement. Lastly, the sense of taste benefits from a mixture of all the senses to result in better taste perception. For example, a piece of fried chicken tastes savory and delicious, but it also sounds crunchy, it feels crispy, it has a golden shiny visual, and it smells buttery. Now we'll move on to best narrative and storytelling techniques in advertising in order to understand how good stories are conveyed. For starters, when aiming to connect with an audience through storytelling, narrative transportation is highly important. This is described as the process of temporarily leaving one's reality behind and emerging from the experience, somehow different from the person that one was before. Transporting the viewer into the brand's world results more persuasive through reducing their negative cognitive response and eliciting strong effective responses. This transportation is possible thanks to the use of different tools, like characters of the story, where we can find a beneficiary, a supporter, a hero, and an adversary character, and a 5-stage order of a plot, composed by an exposition of the story, a rising action, a climax, a falling action, and a resolution. To conclude this section, it can be argued that consumers are driven by their emotional needs. So, a mix of sensory marketing with narrative techniques can result in a more effective type of advertising that engages the viewer through the senses and through transportation. Now, I will introduce you to the different types of ASMR videos existent on the internet, its compatibility with advertising, and some examples of brands that have used these types of ASMR successfully in their communication. Firstly, we have traditional ASMR videos. These are composed of long-duration videos that can last from 15 minutes to 1 hour, and they establish a deep emotional connection with the audience. Let's take, for example, this gentle whispering video where she gently takes care of her viewers.
It's such a pleasure to hang out with you and spend the evening.
These videos allow for a wide range of emotional portrayal and can be more easily paired with narrative techniques in order to affect the audience emotions. If a brand wanted to use traditional ASMR, platforms like YouTube or TV are more suitable for this type of content. When employing traditional ASMR, it is key to have in mind the following cinematic tools. A use of a close-up or medium shots that enhance the position of the main character, which is usually the main center of attention. A use of storytelling when aiming to convey specific emotions or to create a bond with the audience. And lastly, a mix of the senses through visual imagery and auditory stimulation. In 2017, IKEA launched a YouTube commercial called Oddly IKEA, which has gathered over 3 million views to this date. In this ad, the brand adopts a traditional form of ASMR at its best. They wanted to sell a dorm room product line for university students. So they perfectly targeted the ad towards a young audience who is already familiar with ASMR and will respond positively. The ad only shows the hands of a female narrator describing every IKEA product while caressing them.
No matter how you sleep, IKEA has the perfect pillow for you.
The video mixes a soft-spoken voice with different auditory triggers like light tapping, fabric folding, scratching, or stroking. The narrator's soft voice is the highlight of the advertisement and the tool that maintains the audience engaged and relaxed throughout all the video, which lasts 25 minutes long, a rare amount of time for an advertisement. IKEA affirmed that they saw a 4.5% increase in their in-store sales and a 5.1% increase in their online sales due to the release of the ad on YouTube. On the other hand, we have alternative ASMR videos. These are composed by shorter length videos that require less dialogue or convincing actions. It is a type of ASMR that solely focuses on the noises of aesthetic objects that deliver a wow effect and relaxing sensation in a short amount of time. A good example is the following satisfying video. For brands wanting to adopt this type of alternative ASMR, TikTok or Instagram are more suitable platforms in order to convey this type of content. When employing alternative ASMR, it is key to use the following cinematic techniques. Use of close-up shots of the product to enhance an immersive experience. Use high-quality sound and HD imagery. Create a fast tingling response in the viewer using visual aesthetic imagery that catches the audience's attention in just the first seconds. Employ visual symmetry and perfection to create a sensation of visual satisfaction. And lastly, use haptic imagery to enhance the sense of touch and texture. In 2019, the Italian luxury brand Gucci employed alternative ASMR in a different series of Instagram videos where they collaborated with different visual artists that created satisfying visual imagery like a shoe slicing, a shoe stepping into a slimy green substance, or a shoe with a slushy texture, creating a rapid wow effect in the viewer. These Instagram videos gather a total of 14.7 million views, reaching the audience in a new creative way not expected from an established luxury fashion brand. But these are not the only brands that have jumped into the ASMR wagon. McDonald's, Ritz, W Magazine, KFC, Coca-Cola, or Apple have all used ASMR in their own communication channels. The only thing is that these brands have used the sensory phenomenon as just a trend. My recommendation for using ASMR in future advertising is to make it indiscreet, indirect, and subtle. There is no need to say that you're using ASMR, except if it is for social media, then yes, you have to use the keyword ASMR because it will bring many more views. But for brands that are looking to adapt sensorial content into different channels, the aim is to focus on the senses of the product or service and to trigger the emotion that the customer needs to cover. To finish, I wanted to show you the following clip.
Lavender oil. Put it on my wrist. Just relax the customers. It's nice.
This is the film The Battle of the Sexes, featuring actress Emma Stone that is getting a haircut in a salon. I find that this short clip portrays at its best the future that ASMR can have in the world of advertising. The clip shows an unintentional ASMR where all the cinematic techniques mentioned earlier are employed in order to create an ambience of relaxation and transportation. It is an indirect use of ASMR that is successful and highly attractive. To conclude with, and thanks to all the information and data provided in this presentation, I can affirm that ASMR holds a true power to revolutionize part of the advertising industry, breaking with conventional communication techniques and connecting with the audience through the senses. This is not only a phenomenon that brings attention and a high number of views, but it brings comfort, happiness, and excitement. Thank you for listening and for wanting to learn more about ASMR. Now, I must say it,